During and after the golden age of bodybuilding, an assortment of small footprint gyms was produced for the home market. They were publicized on infomercials, TV commercials, magazine and newspaper advertisements. Celebrities were even brought in to promote these home gyms. Alas, lots of these home gyms went the way of the dinosaurs. They often landed in thrift shops, and sometimes their new owners showed them renewed love. Unfortunately, many others ended up in landfills. Today, many home gyms with their sleek looks and multiple features have become much more sophisticated than they were, but they also are correspondingly pricier. Which brings us to the star of our video presentation, a home gym that has stood the test of time and deserved continued production. You be the judge.
Hi, I'm Peter Nielsen and welcome to the NITROFLEX instructional video. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on the purchase of the NITROFLEX Muscle Accelerator. I've been involved in fitness my entire life and I can honestly say I've never seen anything like the NITROFLEX. It is truly a revolutionary strength training machine that will help you reduce body fat, raise your metabolism, and build lean muscle and just look and feel great. Best of all, it's not going to take hours a day in the gym to get results. Working out just 10 to 15 minutes a day is all it takes to get noticeable results. Believe me, I've been working out for 20 years, pumping iron on free weights and using countless one-station machines in the gym. I'm a big fan of the NITROFLEX. Now, before we get into the exercises, let's take a closer look at the NITROFLEX. The first thing that we should look at is the NitroCell itself. The NitroCell is truly the heart of the NITROFLEX. And by this I mean that all the resistance and exercise changeovers start right here. The NitroCell is simply a cylinder charged with nitrogen gas. It is this pressurized gas that provides the resistance. By simply moving the NitroCell up and down this column, it's going to change the resistance from 0 to 250 pounds. Just line up the edge of the cell with the resistance level you want. It's that simple. Now, changeovers between the exercises are just as simple. Once again, let's start with the NitroCell. First, notice that there are two weight scales on the column. The weights listed above the 0 marker from 0 to 250 pounds are for lifting exercises like the bicep curl or the chest press. The scale below the marker is for pulling down exercises like the lat pull down or the seated crunch. The next thing that we need to look at is the swing arm. Right in the center of the swing arm is this big locking nut. It's this adjustable nut that lets you position the arm anywhere you want to exercise. You move the arm up to your desired position, spin the nut back, that's it. So to demonstrate, let's change from a lat pull down position to a bicep curl. You simply unlock the nut, slide it down, bring the swing arm down, slide the column up to the desired weight, lock in the nut. Next exercise, here we go. Now remember, all these steps are thoroughly explained in the owner's manual. So if you have any questions, you can rewind the tape, review, or consult your manual. What follows is a quick overview of exercises you can perform on the NITROFLEX. All of these exercises are also featured in your NITROFLEX owner's manual and workout chart. Also note that at the end of this instructional tape, I've outlined several specific exercise programs, including a couple of sports-specific programs. Make sure you check them out. So if you're comfortable with your NITROFLEX, let's stop stalling and talking. Let's get right to the heart of the matter, the first group of exercises. It's time to talk biceps. Everyone focuses on the front part of the arm, the biceps. Nice strong biceps look great and really help with day-to-day activities. It is important though not to get hung up on the weight you lift. Better yet, concentrate on form. Don't swing the weights back and forth and involve secondary muscles. It may look like you're working the biceps, but you're really working your shoulders and your back. The first exercise that we'll be doing with the NITROFLEX is the standing barbell curl. To help me, I'm going to introduce Brandon. I appreciate you being here, and you're going to be working out a lot today.
Ready?
What we're going to be doing is putting it into place with the swinging arm. We're going to tighten it into the range of motion that you want, and you're ready to go. What you want to do is make sure that your elbows are tucked in so that you're not swaying your back. Let's keep it honest person honest. Also, make sure that your knees are slightly bent to protect your back. Blow out on exertion so you're going to oxygenate and get plenty of energy. This is the first exercise, the standing barbell curl that you'll be doing with the NITROFLEX. Second exercise is the standing reverse curl. What you want to do is just loosen the nut, come below the zero, bring it into the range of motion that you desire, lock in. Elbows tucked in, blowing out on exertion. This exercise is working the bicep, the triceps, as well as the forearm. A couple more reps. Breathing is so important. Keep good posture. The next exercise is one of my favorite because it's working the peak of the bicep. It's called concentrated curls. You're going to sit down on this movement, and I'm going to just loosen. I'm going to spin and slide. Bring it down so that he gets constant resistance and tight. The concentrated curl is just like the word says. You're concentrating on the front part of the bicep. And it's a limited range of motion. You're focusing not on weight, but on style, blowing out on exertion. Let's see a couple more reps there. Great. The next movement, you're also staying seated. It's called the reverse grip pull down. Spin, slide down, bring it to the range, and begin. With this movement, the resistance is going down, so you're pushing down in a reverse fashion, keeping your elbows nice and tucked into the side, so you isolate the bicep and tricep muscles. All these exercises for your biceps can be done on your NITROFLEX. The next muscle group we'll be focusing on is the triceps. Now remember, the triceps are 2/3 the back of the arm. So if you really want to tone and strengthen your arms, don't forget the triceps. The first movement we'll be doing with the NITROFLEX is the tricep push down. To help me is Stephanie. How are you doing? Welcome aboard. You're going to be doing a lot of work today with the triceps. Knees slightly bent, elbows tucked in, thumbs over to protect our wrist. Blow out on exertion. Great exercise for the back of the arm, the tricep. The tricep push down should be done nice and strict with form. Never sacrifice style for the amount of weight. The next exercise, all we're going to do is turn around and do the tricep dip. Stephanie's going to turn around. I'm going to adjust this to where the range of motion should be. Tighten it in. And she's going to push down, elbows tucked in, knees slightly bent. Remember, there are 3 heads when it comes to the tricep muscle, so we need to work all of them. These exercises will do so. A few more reps. Very, very good. Next, we're going to sit down and do the seated tricep press. I'm going to spin. I'm going to slide. Bring it into the range of motion that's good for Stephanie. Elbows tucked in. Lock the nut and push up. This is another great tricep exercise. Remember, isolate the muscle. What you want to do is focus. Think about the tricep, the back part of the arm. Blow out on exertion. One more time. The next thing we're going to be doing is lying down tricep press. You want 2/3 of your body off the bench. You want your body parallel with the floor. You're going to bring the bar down once you loosen the lock nut to your forehead. In health clubs, they're called the skull crushers. We're not going to do that here. We're going to lock this in. Elbows tucked in. Blow out on exertion. This is one of my favorite exercises. You really can't cheat much as long as you're keeping your elbows tucked in. Come down to your forehead, blow out on exertion. All these exercises are great for the tricep. Try them on the NITROFLEX. Developing the muscles of a chest is an awesome way to build overall strength. Better yet, a strong chest improves your posture and expands your breathing capacity. If you increase your lung capacity, you bring more enriched oxygen into the blood. That means more energy. That means you feel better. The first exercise for chest is medium grip bench press. When I was in the health club for years working out and pumping iron, I was very fearful working out by myself, thinking that this barbell was going to act as a guillotine, not with a NITROFLEX. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get in and out of this movement and do a few exercises all dealing with the chest. Because of this floating bar, it's easy to get in and out. You lock into place with the nut and we're ready to go. As you can see, he did this by himself. So you really have your own training partner with the NITROFLEX. The first exercise is a medium grip bench press. You want the bar in the middle of your chest, a medium grip, blowing out on exertion. Dealing with the bench press, which is probably one of the most favorite exercises for men and women, it's going to strengthen and tone the chest. This is a great beginner's exercise, a medium grip bench press. The next is a little more difficult. It's the wide grip bench press. And it's just like it says, you want to come up approximately another handful in width. You're getting more range of motion to the entire chest. And you want to do this if you're more an intermediate. About 4 more reps. Make sure you have proper form, keeping your back nice and flat against the bench. Excellent, nice and fluid. Next is high bar bench press. This is more difficult. And if you have shoulder problems, this may not be the best exercise. And the reason why is you're bringing the bar to approximately your collarbone. You're getting a tremendous range of motion, a tremendous stretch. As Brandon does this, you can see on how the upper chest muscles are working. But again, if your shoulder is bothering you, you either want to warm up a little more or possibly not do this exercise. All these exercises are great for the chest. Now, as you go closer on the barbell, on the NITROFLEX, you're working your secondary muscle, which becomes primarily, which is the close grip bench press. Now working the tricep. And all you're going to do is bring your arms closer, your elbows tucked in, coming up, keeping your elbows tucked in nice and firm. Great exercise for the tricep. Remember, the wider we go, the more we're working our chest. Narrow it out, triceps. They work together. All these exercises are working the upper body. One of the last exercises are the reverse grip bench press. I find one of the most difficult. The reason why is your wrist is reversed. Make sure that your thumbs are over the bar so that it's not going to slip off. And as you're coming up, you blow out on exertion. It's going to feel a lot different than the traditional bench press. And the reason why is that we're working the forearm as well. It's helping out. And we have a list of chest exercises that we just went over. Make sure you lean into fitness. Fitness needs to be plain, simple, and fun. We don't need to rush it. Try these exercises with the NITROFLEX. The muscles of the forearm are connected to the wrists. If we're going to do a total body workout, you can't forget them. Strong forearms strengthen the tendons in the arms and help you stay injury-free. Strong forearms also mean you'll perform all exercises involving the wrist that much better. Think about it. Almost every exercise we'll be doing today involves the wrist. The first exercise, forearms, palms up. I have Stephanie in place. I have the weight ready to go, and here we go. This is a great exercise all for the forearms and the wrist, but what you want to remember is have elbows to wrist against the thigh. Keep an honest person honest. Nice form. She's going to roll her wrist down and up, all for this back part of the forearm. It strengthens the wrist. Next exercise, simple. Just turn your arms to the other side, and now we're going to roll up, keeping your elbows and your wrists flat. Just letting your wrist roll off of your knee. Great exercise for the front part of the forearm. Now we're working the front. We just worked the back. We're strengthening the wrist. These are all great exercises you can do with your NITROFLEX. A person with a strong, healthy back will drastically reduce the chances of having back problems. And if you've ever hurt your back, you know how it really affects everything that you do. So let's take a look at some of the exercises that focuses and concentrates on the back without hyperextending it. The first is the lat pull down. What we do is we're going to pick up this and make sure you remember the NITROFLEX. The center of the NITROFLEX is the nitrocell. All we need to do is take this and slide it. We're going below the zero because we're dealing with pull down motions. And the first exercise, Stephanie's going to join me. She's going to help me with some back exercises. Her back is going to be against this machine. I'm going to bring this up to the range that she wants. I'm going to lock this into place. Get nice resistance through and through. Nice fluid movement. This is a great exercise, and I'll tell you why. You're working the rear delts, the scapulus, the rhomboids, the latissimus dorsi, the large back muscles. You want to have a strong back so it keeps you nice and safe. We don't want to have back problems as we get older or at any time in our life. This exercise is going to do just that, keep it strong. Next exercise is a front lat pull down. What Stephanie's going to do is turn around, do the same movement. Make sure that your grip is a wide medium grip. Make sure that she has enough resistance. I'm tightening this up and she's coming down. She's bringing the bar to approximately her sternum, to the top part of her chest. And the hardest part of the movement is as she's coming down. That's when she's blowing out on exertion. Why? Remember, to get more energy. Couple more reps. Excellent. Now the last pull down movement is the close grip lat pull down. And what Stephanie's doing is she's putting her hands and gripping the actual arm. She's bringing the bar down. First I'm going to give her a little more resistance. Great. She's going to bring the bar down. Her chest is going to be flared out, elbows tucked in. In this exercise, because the back is such a big muscle, we want to get all different areas. The latissimus dorsi, the back muscles, are tied from all the way back here and come around underneath the arm and tie into the rib cage and works into the serratus. That's what this exercise is doing. We've just talked about 3 different pull down movements, but there are many more exercises you could do with your NITROFLEX dealing with the back. There are 2 more back exercises that you could do with your NITROFLEX. And as you can see, Brandon is doing a bent over row. The 2 movements are done pulling up. So as you could see, the nitrocell is set above the 0 mark. That's very important to know. When doing a bent over row, just like the motion says, your knees are slightly bent, you're coming up with the barbell to your stomach. It's an awesome exercise for building strength in your back, width in your back. Make sure you blow out on exertion and the motion is nice and fluid. The next exercise is the deadlift. Let's make this a little more challenging for Brandon. Move this nitrocell up to approximately 110. Lock it into place. Presto. As you can see, Brandon has his palms 1 over, 1 under. Better support. Must. Knees slightly bent. As you're coming out, blast off, and it's going to protect your back. Blow out on exertion. This is a strength builder. You're working many different body parts. You're working your hamstrings, your quadriceps, your glutes, your calves, your lower, your upper back, shoulders, triceps. It's a must. All these exercises dealing with the back can be done with your NITROFLEX. Do them. The shoulders are one of the smallest body parts, the easiest to overtrain, and the most prone for injury. So remember not to go too heavy when it comes to shoulder movements. Building strong toned shoulders will help build better posture. The NITROFLEX will help you do just that. But remember the nitrous cell. We're dealing with motion going up, so we're above zero. Remember that. The first exercise is the front shoulder shrug. Knees slightly bent. When you're standing, always have your knees bent so it protects your back. Arms are approximately shoulder in width. You're coming up with your shoulders, coming down and stretching. My daughter calls this the I don't know exercise because you're basically just coming up and down, but it's working the shoulders, the traps, the neck. The next movement is just done in reverse. We're turning Stephanie around. She's going to be doing the same motion, and she's going to be now working the rear deltoids, the rear traps, neck, scapulus. Great movement, all for the shoulders. These are 2 movements done for the shoulders. There are many more dealing with the shoulders with the NITROFLEX. Here are some other shoulder exercises that you can do with your NITROFLEX, but it all starts with the nitrous cell. We're doing motion going upward, so we need to be above the zero. Remember that. Behind the neck press. A great exercise all for the rear deltoid muscle and the trap. This is going to build a strong back as well. You want to make sure you're seated on the pad, you have enough range of motion, you don't want to lock out with your elbow so you hurt your elbow. So come approximately 90–95% range of motion. Don't lock out. Also, blow out on exertion, nice fluid motion. Next movement, military press. Just about face, turn around. We're in the Army now. And blow it out. Great. This is a great exercise because you could use a little more weight. You're getting your secondary muscles involved, your upper chest, your shoulders. You're working primarily your front and the side deltoid muscles as well as your traps. This is a great exercise. Should be done nice, smooth, through and through, range of motion. Upright row. This, what we're going to do is bring it down, lock it into place, close grip, knees slightly bent, coming up, bringing your elbows out. Almost bringing the bar underneath your chin. Making sure you don't lock out with your knees to protect your back. This is an exercise dealing with the front deltoids, the front traps. As you're coming down, you can actually kind of just stretch your traps. This is an excellent exercise. A couple more reps now. The next movement that we'll be doing is front raises. Spin, slide the nitrous cell to a lower weight, because this is a difficult movement. Lock it into place, knees slightly bent. You're bringing this, just like it says, a front raise, raising your arms up to approximately your chin. No further. We don't want to hurt our shoulders. We want to work them, get them toned and sculptured and strong. All working the front part of the deltoid and the traps. All these exercises can be done with your NITROFLEX. So watch the video, read the manual, and do them. Okay, let's talk about the focal point of your body, the stomach, your abdominal muscles. We all like the look of strong, sleek abs. Even more important, a strong stomach means a strong back. Show me a person with mushy stomach muscles, I'll show you a person with back problems. The first exercise on your NITROFLEX dealing with the stomach is a knee bend. Stephanie is going to lay back. The swinging arm is going to be set in place. We're going to lock it in, and you're ready to begin. As you're bringing your leg out, you're coming back and blowing out on exertion. Breathing is essential with stomach movements. If you just stood up with no exercising, blew out, and felt your stomach, you'd feel the stomach muscles tighten up. Add your own resistance of weight, you have a great exercise. If you have back problems, what you want to do is not have your knees go past your hip with range of motion, so you don't put pressure on your lower back. As you build strength with your back, you can then do the other version of this exercise. Now we're ready to move to another exercise, the vertical leg raise. What we do is bring the swing arm all the way up, lock it into place, hold on to your NITROFLEX, bring your legs up, your glute off the pad, slowly bring it down. As you're coming up, blow out on exertion. This movement also works the lower stomach from belly button down. These two exercises are wonderful with dealing with your NITROFLEX and the lower stomach. But there are more things you can do with a NITROFLEX. Another exercise for the stomach is the side crunch. It works the love handles, one of my favorite exercises. The serratus, the obliques, the intercostals, all the muscles on the side of the stomach. Lay down, hold firmly to the swing arm, make sure that the weight is locked into place so it's not going to move. Bring your knees into your stomach as you're coming in. Blow out on exertion, I want to hear it. Once you do approximately 15, 20 reps, make sure that you feel the work, do the other side. Next movement, the Roman chair. You're going to get up, you're going to turn around, you're going to put your feet firmly underneath the pad for support, arms in front of you, folding or on the side. Each arm weighs a few pounds. You don't want to put it over your head. You may hurt your neck. Also, you want to make sure that you have at least a fist's worth of space between your chin and your collarbone. Again, for cervical problems, we don't want to infringe on the neck area. This is a great exercise, all for belly button up. Next exercise, the rope pull. It comes with an attachment. You put it over the bar. And what you're going to do is get down on your knees, blow out on exertion. This is working from belly button up. You want to tuck your elbows in, blow it out, get your weight behind it, oxygenate, get lots of energy. Great exercise for belly button up. We want to dissect the stomach muscles. There's so many different muscles. Upper, lower, sides. Next is the seated crunch, another one of my favorite. What we're going to do is sit down. We're just going to reverse, put your hands through the hand grips, elbows tucked in, head up to protect the neck, blow it out. Nice exercise to tone, to firm. All these exercises can be done with your NITROFLEX. The last muscle group we're going to work out is the legs, one of the biggest, strongest, and most important muscle groups in the entire body. And the reason why is simple. Our legs carry us all day long from place to place. The exercises that we're going to do is dealing with the multi-hip. The first thing that you want to do is attach the ankle strap to the cable. The first exercise is the hip abduction. It's working the outer parts of the thigh, the IT band, the glute. If you want to tone and firm that area, this is a must. The second exercise is the hip extension. What you want to do is face the machine, hold firmly onto your NITROFLEX, come back, work the hamstrings, the glutes. It's great for tightening and firming that area. Hip adduction. Turn around, work the inner parts of the leg. Another wonderful area, all dealing with a multi-hip machine in the NITROFLEX. You could spend thousands of dollars and you have all this with one machine. The last exercise you're going to do with your NITROFLEX dealing with the hip area is the hip flexion. The hip flexion is you're working your hip flexors, all the front part of the thigh. If you're a bicyclist, a runner, a jogger, this is going to help your game. These are different exercises that you can all do with your NITROFLEX, dealing with the hip, inner, outer, and the rear parts of your glutes. There are a few more exercises dealing with the legs. The first is the rear squat, but we want to remember where the nitrous cell needs to be. We're pushing up so it's above the zero. Now we could begin. Brandon is doing a rear squat. Make sure that as you're coming down, your thighs are parallel with the floor. As you're coming up, do not lock out. You could hurt your knees. As you're coming up, blow out on exertion. A squat is one of the best exercises for the legs. It's going to not only build endurance, but strong legs. Now let's do the front squat. The front squat is especially good because what it does is it takes pressure off of the neck. As you can see, we have a pad that comes with your NITROFLEX. It protects your musculature so you don't get bruised. Same exercise, but now we're working all the quadriceps, no pressure on the neck. Squatting is a must if you're looking to build strength and tone in the legs. Standing calves. We can't forget about these small muscles in the back called the calves. So many people do. What we want to do is we want to stand up, put it behind us, stand on the pad, come up like a toe raise and hesitate, squeeze the calf muscle, come down, flex, squeeze, and stretch. The stronger the calf muscle, the stronger the Achilles tendon. It's going to help you walk. It's going to help you do everything dealing with your legs in life. Now let's deal with the seated calf. The seated calf raise, you're going to be sitting and you're going to be hitting a different part of the calf muscle. You're going to bring the swing arm down so you have full range of motion, lock it into place, and off we go. Make sure you hesitate, squeeze on the way up and down. You could change the variation of foot positions. Front, you could go outside, working a different part of the calf. You could come inside, try all these positions. Remember one thing, if all you do is work your upper body, you're going to be walking on toothpicks. We want a more symmetrical body. So don't shortchange yourself. Work your upper body as well as your lower body. Good luck. Well, that's it. That's your NITROFLEX workout. Before we go, let me review some important strength training guidelines that you're going to want to follow. First, make sure you get enough sleep each and every night. Sleep is when your body rebuilds itself with new cells. Without it, you got it. Your heavy workout goes right down the tubes. Warm up properly before each and every workout. Get your body prepared for work. Otherwise, you're going to injure yourself, especially in the cold weather. Alternate your routines. Your body builds immunity to work. Change will shock the body and stop boredom from setting in. Listen to your body. Don't overtrain. Take it slow. Let's wean into fitness. That's why we have beginners, intermediate, and advanced programs. And finally, keep a positive attitude. Make fitness plain, simple, and lots of fun. This is the cutting edge. Without it, you cannot succeed. Fitness is a lifestyle. Remember, nothing is impossible, including good health. Until next time, this is Peter Nielsen.